back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Back to betting on the fights with fake money, where we go into casinos with counterfeit. Oh, I'm just fucking kidding. Oh, I don't think that's ever gonna get old. Alright, let's make this quick because this is episode 8. Some of you know how this goes. You're probably gonna be new to this because this is such a huge card. So what we do here is how we started off. I just took $500, not real dollars. I just wrote it down on a piece of paper per se, because I'm broke as fuck. So if you're broke as fuck, this is actually a good idea. Or if you're fucking, even if you have money and you just don't want to fucking actually gamble that shit because you're not a degenerate like me, then you can do this as well. I'm telling you, it's a win-win. When you're watching the fights, it feels like you actually have something to lose, and then when you do lose, it's like, oh, it was fake. You know, I didn't really lose. But, or you could keep winning. Hey, I'm up, what? We're up $400 now. I mean, we'll get into that in the episode, but we're up. We started at $500. We're at almost $900. About to be betting on UFC 217. I mean, if we go from 500 to 5,000, it might be time to start betting in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's a all-out win-win. So let's get to this week's well, I guess every week that there's a fight. Episode 8 of Full Time's Fake Money Bankroll. Fuck you, time, Matt. It is what it is. All right, so this last week's fight was Lyoto Machida versus Derek Brunson was the main event. UFC Sao Paulo. We had Colby Covington versus Damian Maia, and the rest of the card you see there. All right, so we ended up betting a total of $400 on this card. $200 on Brunson, $50 on Maia, $100 on Rob Font, and $50 on Thiago Santos. You see the odds right there. We ended up winning on three out of 4 fights here, which is it's good. We definitely profited, which is always good. But I lost $100 fake dollars. Haha. Win-win, I'm telling you. We lost $100 fake dollars on Rob Font, but that's all right because we ended up winning like a total of 200 and something. So let's get to the winnings. So for the winnings, we ended up winning what? We won $110 on the Thiago Santos fight, where we only bet 50, but Thiago Santos was the underdog. So we bet 50, 160 for a total payout of 110. Then on Colby Covington versus Damian Maia, Colby Covington was the favorite, so we bet 50 and we didn't quite win that 50 back, but we still made $32 off of our 50. So you add those, we got paid out $82. We lost $100 on the Rob Font fight, which we don't take out here because we already took that away when we placed our bets. So we don't get anything back on the Rob Font fight. We don't add anything back. We just keep that $100 loss. And then the main event, though, we won $317.65, or should I say we were paid out. Derek Brunson was the favorite, and we bet $200, so we made about $117 off of that fight. So our total payout was $501.91, and we placed bets of $400, so that means we made $101.91 profit. Okay, so you know we made some profit. We made $100. You know, now we can use that. We go to a total of $896. Boom, almost 900. Round it up, bitches. All right, so we're at about $900. Started off at 500, not too shabby, and we're gonna go to this week's bets. Where, man, these fights are so big, it's so hard to call these fights. And the fights that aren't hard to call, well, I mean, they're all hard to call, but the only one that's really probably not is Joanna. It's like, you don't really want to bet there because she's like such a huge favorite. So, going to these fights, we got Johnny Hendricks versus Paulo Barachinha. Man, I'm pretty sure Paulo should win that fight, even though Johnny Hendricks is experienced. But he's a 2-1 favorite, so it's like if you bet 50, you're only gonna win 25. That's probably worth it there, right? $50. Well, that we didn't do that. So Jorge Masvidal's fighting Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Man, this fight is so hard. I feel like if it goes to decision, Wonderboy might get the decision. But I mean, Jorge Masvidal has been robbed so many times in his career via split decision. It's like, even if he gets to a decision, unless he really tears a guy up, he's not getting his hand raised, which is unfortunate because, but he might though. He's a striker. This fight's so tough. If you listen to the Full Time Family podcast, we talked about this fight a lot. Jorge Masvidal is the underdog, and I'm picking him to win, so I just got to put $100 on my boy. Fuck you, Chum, Matt. I mean, if he was the favorite, it'd probably be a little harder here. He could still very well lose this fight. That's the problem. But oh well, I'm going out with my boy. So win or lose, it is what it is. $100 on Jorge Masvidal, $50 on TJ Dillashaw. I'm not betting anything on the Joanna Rose fight because as you see, she's a minus 470 favorite right there. So if you wanted to bet fucking $500 on Rose, you'd win like 100. It's pretty. I'm not. We ain't got that much money to be betting. And then if she loses, you're just shit faced. All right. So next, TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt. TJ Dillashaw is an underdog here, man. Oh, TJ Dillashaw is an underdog. I probably kind of wanted to bet 100 on him here. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you guys will probably see the 100. I'm betting 100 on TJ Dillashaw. We got to make this shit interesting. So I'm gonna bet 100 on TJ Dillashaw just because he's the underdog. Even though the closer we get to this fight, the fucking harder it is for me to pick TJ Dillashaw. I don't know why. The closer we get to the fight, the more I'm leaning toward Cody, and it just is what it is. So I'm gonna bet 100 on Dillashaw, 100 on Masvidal. Then we get to the main event: Michael Bisping versus George St. Pierre. Ooh, fuck! This is another one that's so hard. Like, GSP's that guy. He's coming back, but Bisping's been here. He's been shocking the world. He's the fucking champ. Yo, these are gonna be such good fights. It's so hard for me to do this gambling on this. Honestly, if this was real life and I really had $900, like that's all I had or some shit, and I don't even know if I would bet on these fights like that. I'm gonna bet on it just to make it fun because you know it's a win-win. I mean, it's not like it's real money, but I'm telling you, I kind of like the idea of saving this money for the fights coming up. I feel more comfortable betting on the fights that aren't this huge. You know what I'm saying? These ones are kind of hard. I don't know who's gonna win. These fights are all fucking straight killers and shit. So, with that being said, I'm only gonna bet 50 on Bisping, man. I kind of want to do the 100 now, but no, I'm going to do 50 on Bisping. So 100 on Masvidal, 100 on Dillashaw, 50 on Bisping. It is what it is. We're only betting out $250, so we're going to go down to $646, which we'll have to bet with no matter what, even if we lost every single bet this week, which this week, overall weeks, is probably more possible. But with that being said, it is what it is. Someone's at my door. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.